Diaz. Getting set. Short kick. A little surprised they didn't go a little bit long there.
Well, you could kind of tell. Yeah, you could kind of tell the way he was lined up to kick that ball. They thought maybe they had a bit of weakness in some film they saw. You know, you put a player early in the season in a decision-making situation there to whether fair catch it or catch it and get blown up. You know, you put the onus on the player to make a decision. He makes. I would have probably fair caught it, that he don't have to worry about anything else, but he does, and secures the ball safely, and it gets him into first and 10 with their offense.
See Dawson Simmons there. He's the junior at 5'11", 180 pounds at quarterback. They'll start from the shotgun. We'll play action. Simmons, no question. Let's start it off big. Let's go big or go home. And unfortunately, Josh Jackson unable to hold on.
Throw by Simmons, he lays it out there, gives his wide receiver an opportunity. Watch this move. It is just a straight line there. 14 has no chance. If you're even, he's leaving, and he just puts it a little too far. Good attempt by Jackson to go get it. You probably have to, if you're a quarterback, of course, and it's the way I think, if it hits their hands, you got to hope they catch the football. But right now, you can see those corners squat, and they might take a shot on top again before too long.
Second down. Simmons with the handoff. Christian Langford on the carry. Langford picking up about 5 on the play.
Get a chance, check out this center, right? John Brunos, 5'9", 215. He's gonna have a heck of a afternoon here, taking on their big nose tackle, going head to head. He can hold his own.
Big front line for the Purple Knights. They go with the handoff once again, and Langford is stopped behind the line of scrimmage, and that'll bring up 4th down.
That's what happens when you take a shot on the first play, right? I mean, you try to take a big play down the football field. It doesn't work. You put yourself behind the sticks a little bit, and the defensive pressure with Brandon Booker, of course, outside linebacker, getting to the ball there, puts them in a position to punt after their first series. That's what you get when you defer the kickoff, of course. Now DeSoto has a chance to respond.
Jamari Ravenal deep for DeSoto. He'll let it bounce, and a nice bounce for the Purple Knights. That ball will be inside the 20.
All right, now we get a chance to see Trey Wisner and Jonte Cook. Both, of course, we talked about in the open, headed to Texas to be Longhorns. Steve Sarkisian now in his 2nd season as the head coach in Texas there. It was a big question mark why they haven't been able to field a team. With all the resources they have, with the state of Texas in high school football that they have, this is a good sign where you get the 6th team in the nation, nationally in high school, 2 of their best players in Wisner and Cook heading their way to Austin.
And we'll get our first look at DJ Bailey, number 15, the quarterback for the Eagles, the junior. Under pressure, and the ball is fumbled, rolling toward the end zone. Ball is still loose, and St. Augustine comes up with the ball. It's Jaree Garner. We talked about it in the open. And the senior hopping on that ball on that play.
Just a wonderful job of ripping that ball out. Clint Hill, the freshman. Watch this, the hit right off the bat by Sean Payton Hodges, and then Hill just follows it up, and Gardner jumps on the football in the end zone for a quick response for the Purple Knights to go up.
First and goal.
Yeah, I think they kept him just out the end zone.
Simmons. The handoff easy inside, and Langford makes it good on the carry. No problem as he finds the hole in the gap through the offense.
biggest equalizer, no matter what, in terms of teams not knowing each other, the competitive nature of everything is turnovers, is mistakes, right? You put your team in situations and choices. The Purple Knights make and execute a huge play on first down.
Extra point is good, 7-0. Purple Knights taking advantage of the turnover and the TD.
All right, going back to that turnover, right? We're going to look at what they were able to do defensively here. Knock the ball out of Wisner's hand, and then Garner's able to jump on it just inside the 5, followed up by Langford with the quick 4-yard scamper into the end zone to put the Purple Knights up early in this matchup here on the Nike campus.
Stuart McCall is on the field for St. Augustine and the Purple Knights as he waits for his teammates to head out on the field. He'll hand off the kickoff duties.
We got an opportunity yesterday, of course, to watch both St. Augustine and DeSoto go through their walkthrough practices. They were pretty heated, right? Almost 2 hours each team. After all that travel was very impressive.
Team meeting is broken. They look like they were going to pull something out of the bag here pretty early as McCall steps it off.
Isn't too much wind out here, but ball's falling off the tee. We'll see how DeSoto responds. The 6 foot, 170 pound senior running back, Trey Wisner, of course, first carry of the season. Gets it stripped after pressure up front. He coughs it up to see how the senior responds, how this 6th ranked team in the country responds after a disappointing start to this game.
Nice boot by McCall. And gathered in. Trey Wisner with a gap in some space. Nice breathing room for the Eagles to start from their 30.
That's number 5, Trey Wisner on the return. Ball is spotted at the 30-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 Eagles.
If you get a chance, check out this offensive line. 4 out of the 5 players starting on this offensive line are all over 300 pounds. They have the look of an NFL offensive line. Center even tipping the scales at 280 pounds himself.
These are the kind of days that you find out just how good that off-season workout was. Short carry for a game.
DeAndre Wright, the ball carrier. Gain of about 2, sets it down along 8.
Bailey gets the call from the sidelines as Ridden Jr. is there with him. Side by side, the sophomore. Bailey looks up over the middle, and a little bit of misconfusion there.
Well, he had to get rid of the football because the guy we talked about, Garner, right in there again in his face, made Bailey get rid of the football beforehand. Watch this move inside. Has no choice but to get rid of the football before Garner is able to get his hat on him.
No huddle offense here on 3rd down. Long 9. Bailey brings it out for Cook. Jete! And it's a foot race! We're tied up.
That right there is just straight line speed, okay? Nothing more to say about that.
Flag on the play.
A little taunting, I think, heading into the end zone. Watch this, he just takes 1, 2, 3, lets it fly, outside shoulder to Cook, who just flat out runs by everybody. Great ball, catches it in stride, and then he gives a little peace sign, which coach will have something to say about that.
So why are
I believe too, right? If it's taunting in the field of play, right, the touchdown is negated. That's the way the collegiate rule works. And that's what it's going to look like. So you take the points off the board because of a choice, like we talked about, choices, consequences to those choices, and Jonte Cook is going to pay for those consequences here instead of having a big touchdown to answer in response, it looks like. Throws up the little Tyreek Hill peace sign heading into the end zone. And that there is a no-no.
The officials for this afternoon's game between these two teams here on Nike's campus from the Portland Football Officials Association. Michael Murph, Rob King, Ross Connor, Rebecca Bryson, Ryan Haig, Kevin Hatfield, Lee Nolan, and Joe Barnett, your back judge. So quite an honor for them as well.
There are two fouls. One is a live ball foul, one is dead. First one is personal foul, face mask, number 11 on the defense. That penalty is declined. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 11 on the offense. That penalty will be enforced. The result of the play is a touchdown. The penalty will be enforced on the try.
So I think everybody thought that it was going to be a taunting penalty, so let's not use this as an opportunity to enable the behavior of that, but to say that there was offsetting penalties, that sets up the touchdown. So Jonte Cook gets the 6, but we'll have a stern talking to from his coaching staff that they got away and skated away with something right there. Maybe that, you know, maybe it's the high school rules. They just that's not in the play during the play of the game, right?
Let's see what DeSoto will do here. They have Angel Diaz out there as their kicker. And DJ Bailey will hold. But you never know. If he's a QB, will they pull something out of the box here early? 7-6 St. Aug. Ball is down, the ball is up, and a nice job by Diaz putting it through the uprights. Tied all up at 7.
Jonte Cook makes the score. DeSoto 7, Augustine 7.
Nice run and quick run there by DeSoto, and Cook with the TD, and Taylor Davis down on the sidelines with a different perspective brought to us today here from the Kickoff Cactus.
Absolutely, Leah. Down here on the DeSoto sideline, and the defensive coaches gathered the defensive line together just now to talk specifically about offensive tackle Tyree Adams and what they saw him do in that first possession. When we asked Coach Foster this week, what is the strength of this St. Augustine team, he said it's in the trenches. And of course, that offensive line led by Tyree Adams, who has committed to LSU. This DeSoto defense is very locked in on him, on his movement, on his adjustment, and they've challenged them to do that on this next drive.
Tyree Adams, of course, the 6'6", 285-pound senior left tackle headed to Baton Rouge to play for the Tigers, is a guy that just stood out in practice yesterday, right? It was, you know, you look at a player, you look at a team, and you see somebody standing up alongside him, like, yeah, that's a Division I athlete right there, and he's going to have to be protecting the backside, of course, of Dawson Simmons, to give him as much time as he can to execute their passing attack here on this next series.
That's a great point, too. He moved to the backside this year. A little bit different. And for DeSoto, the Eagles set here to kick off. Keith breaking midfield is St. Augustine with great field position.
Tackle by number 81, Diaz.
First of all, advantage St. Augie, right? Their ability to get the kickoff because of the penalty, and then great vision by 24 to pick up extra yards and set them up on the DeSoto side of the 50.
At the DeSoto 45-yard line.
There's our big man, Tyree Adams, the 6'6", 285-pound senior left tackle.
He was telling us it's almost a big burden lifted off of him to have that commitment already announced. The rollout. Under pressure, nothing there. Ouch.
Dawson Simmons on the quarterback keeper.
Dawson Simmons hit by 3 players looking for a flag on the play.
Gain of about 2. That'll bring up second down.
Next, to take their life into their own hands, and then they look for the official when they get smoked.
Did you do that?
It's a stark change from 25 years ago.
You just got smoked and
Yeah,
then got
just
back
got
up.
smoked and got
Brushed
back
it
up.
Brushed it off.
You had the likes of Reggie White and Derek Thomas and Bruce Smith that were doing the smoking.
Who's the hardest hitter of the guys you met up with?
Well, probably Ray Lewis would hit me the hardest, yeah.
Simmons again on the carry, coming close to that first down marker.
A lot of run-pass option in this offense, right? They'll try to put pressure on these linebackers and on these safeties to make decisions, see if they can hit plays over the top, set up third downs like this that are manageable. 3rd and 4, 3rd and 3 opportunities like this for the Purple Knights.
Simmons under pressure. And make something out of nothing because everything was going downhill quite quickly as Wesley Hudson could not make that last reach for that tackle in the backfield.
Great juke here. He gets himself away from it. Incredibly agile back there, but he's able to tightrope that line and almost reach the ball over the first down marker. This sets up a integral 4th down play. Very important to see what Trench's offense or defense picks us up.
They get it for the first down, and on the carry, it's Christian Langford once again as he holds on.
All you need is a half an inch, right? You just got to get it past that line to gain. Clint Langford, who scored the early touchdown for the Purple Knights there, picks up the first down on 4th.
Comes in at 5'10". Here's Langford as he look over to the sidelines for the call play.
It's a good size for a running back,
yeah.
right? 5'10" or above. So guys that have good vision, good center of gravity, able to get up and make plays up inside the hole like that.
Got the size and the speed of a Dave Meggett. Langford straight up the middle for a big gain, and almost there for yet another first down. It'll be close to the marker.
Took a pretty good shot on the knee there.
Purple Knights moving the ball pretty well, establishing the run game here early.
Wide receivers for St. Aug, we're talking about how we're going to get a lot of man coverage.
Oh, and knocked by a bevy of players as Johnson is knocked back to senior.
Yeah, they try to run a little reverse here, speed option against right in front. He drops the football on the handoff, but luckily it bounces right back up into his arms and then gets blasted and takes a loss, setting up 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3.
Karaz Johnson, one of the more vocal players on
way.
St. Augustine.
Good way to put it.
Dad, the backs coach at FSU. Here's Langford. And wrapped up. It'll be 4th down. Keyshawn Jackson, one of the multiple players for the Eagles on the tackle.
It's incredible right downhill here from the safety position, linebacker position, to make that play. Sets up another 4th down. I do like these, in these 2 games we had the chance to see today, Leah, No punting. No punting. Saw that one punt to start the game here for St. Aug, but that's the only punt we've seen so far in football today. I love that as a quarterback. Just love seeing those games out there.
Showing some confidence in the offense. Simmons tries to go over the middle, broken up on the play. Grimes can't hold on as he's hit for the bad side from Rabindel. We will be back as DeSoto will take over the ball on downs after these messages. One of the many alum from St. Aug that have walked the hallways of that storied, historic campus in the middle of New Orleans. Avery Johnson as well. I mean, the list just goes on.
And one of our colleagues from Sports Center fame, Stan Verrett, was a alumnus there, down on the field pregame with the team, supporting his purple and gold.
It's awesome to see, and I think it's important for these young men and also the young women that played in our first game, the flag football game, to have these mentors and to know that you don't just move on from your days at the high school level, and really special.
Yeah, and I think Tyrone Matthew is a perfect example of somebody who had a lot of stardom early on, right? A lot of expectations and stumbled and fell a little bit, found his footing, got back up, continued to get back up, dealt with the adversity, and has become one of the best men and best football players in all of the National Football League.
Absolutely, finding his home right back in New Orleans. DeSoto kind of stuck in that backside as some pressure has come on here from the Purple Knights.
I mean, other than the big play, I mean, they've looked faster. They've looked like they've flowed to the ball better. Their biggest strength is their defensive line. That's what coaches told us, and they have been very much the difference maker so far in this game.
3rd and 10 for the Eagles. Bailey's going to hold on under pressure, and he will be taken down in the backfield. Clint Hill, just a freshman. What a big day and a big play for Hill.
Number 10, Cornell Harris, the injured player on the
is
field.
down on the play. He was also involved in taking Bailey down.
Just wonderful pressure up front by Seth Harris, and then Clint Hill finishing it off. But the best thing about that, if you watch Garner and Hodges on the edges there, they don't get too far upfield, so they funnel everything back. With the pressure that you have up front like that, it puts a quarterback in a no-win situation. He has nothing to do but to eat the ball.
I'm gonna bring you in.
Coach Nick Foster out on the field as well. Coach Foster taking over the program, former standout at UAB. Great to see Cornell Harris back up on his feet and rejoin his team.
He probably get the front because he thought 3rd and long they were going to check R like they did.
4th down here for the Eagles. They will be punting deep from their own end zone area. Angel Diaz.
Angel Diaz, the punt.
Good kick, they'll let it go. And the Purple Knights will start from roughly their own 37-yard line.
All right, we've kind of seen each team kind of throw their best punch. We've seen some mistakes on the offensive and defensive side of the football, and now when we get later into the football game, we'll see how each team deals with those mountains they've had to climb up to that point, and where Dawson Simmons and this wide receiver crew go from here.
3rd series for Simmons. Little fake, Langford taking a bevy of Eagles with him for a couple extra yards. St. Augustine out of the 7th Ward in New Orleans. It's an all-boys private school, preparatory school, was founded in 1951. by the Archdiocese of New Orleans. Talking to some of the parents ahead of the game, and as Simmons going long here, no flag on the play. As Josh Jackson got stumbled up. I don't know, may have tripped him up a little bit, but no flag, flag held in. Let's see.
Yeah, it's a good read. He goes over to the top of the receiver that you want. And there's a little tug there on the left arm by Ravenell, but I think the official just kind of saw their feet get ultimately tangled up. Don't forget, officials' first game of the year too.
Absolutely,
right?
everybody's getting the cobwebs out.
Knocking off that rust a little bit.
Absolutely. 3rd and 5 for the Purple Knights. Simmons.
Wow.
Oh. Getting in under pressure. It's Jason Douglas.
Yeah, that's one of those times you see a quarterback with the athletic ability, such as Simmons. You think he probably makes Douglas miss here, but no, Douglas just envelops him and gets him to the ground to get the defense off the field. Great play by the 6'3", 265-pound junior.
Good speed by Douglas as that sets up a 4th down situation. Ravenell with the fair catch. Things starting to heat up just a little bit, and it is a little bit warm here in Beaverton, Oregon. So you don't want to be doing that on the visitor sideline, that's for sure. You don't have any protection over there.
All right, offensively here, their biggest play, of course, was DeJounte Cook for the big touchdown. They haven't really been able to execute or get anything outside of that big play. Let's see if they try to take another shot down the football field.
Bailey with the quick flip. Here's Jonte. He can't turn the corner as the defense for St. Augustine is there. It's Frederick Lewis. Clint Hill also in on the play.
Incredible pursuit there, Frederick Lewis and Clint Hill. Watch this. They try to get some trickery going. First off, Garner gets his arm out to put a little stop on that, and then of course Frederick Lewis just gets his arm out and makes a big play.
No huddle offense for the Eagles. Dallin Jones with the reception over the middle. Claude Mathis huddling his team quickly in his 10th year, also the athletic director at DeSoto High School. They're just outside of Dallas, classified as a 6A school.
There was one on the other sideline there was a flag, but 2 players in
Previous
motion.
spot, going to repeat 2nd down.
Sideline warning there.
Well, there may have been a sideline, but there was a penalty also called on 2-men in motion because it set them back now to 2nd and 20.
Bailey controls the high snap. It just didn't start good. DJ a bit upset.
Bring up 3rd down for the Eagles.
Had 610 yards passing a year ago. 9 TDs as a junior.
When the ball's snapped high like that, you got to be able to get your eyes back, but sometimes it's difficult because you're rushing. You had an open receiver there. He just rushed his throw, and his body language kind of looked at like center needs to do a better job.
Bailey, and a nice job in staying focused, and Jones on the carry. Just a little bit short on the play.
Clint Hill, the young freshman, has been in on everything so far. How would you like to come from 8th grade and say, hey, first game out, we're going to go to Nike's campus, and we're going to ask you to go up against the 6th team in the nation with one of the best wide receivers in the business, and Jonte Cook, who's headed to Texas. No problem, Coach. Got this.
What you don't know.
Right?
Frederick Lewis is good for St. Augustine.
4th down. Punt team is in. Diaz. That'll drop just inside the 20-yard line as the Purple Knights let it go. You know, for two teams that really have only been practicing, Ryan, for what, since August 8th, they don't look that rusty. They look pretty good.
They look pretty good, but I would say that the things that coaches would like to see better because of the lack of reps probably is the execution, right? Snaps that are high, fumbles, penalties before the snap, things like that. Those are execution things that you get with more reps, more time with practice.
Dawson Simmons will start at about the 20-yard line, and a gain of 2 on the carry.
Brandon Booker, the outside linebacker, of course, reads that perfectly. When you're running the run-pass option, right, the RPO, that's your key. You're going to look at him, but he does a tremendous job of staying on the line of scrimmage and making that running back commit to going back inside, which you funnel back into those great defensive players in the middle who make the tackle.
Short pass and a nice job. And coming back for the football was Josh Jackson.
Like for a long time, but what does it mean to you to see the legacy you've left?
After 35 years, I still get goosebumps. I come to Portland about two to three times per year, and it's always exciting. It's like waking up because it's Christmas all over again. Being here with Nike and what they are doing with youth sports, with the NFL, like I said, smart move.
Well, hey, we hope it's only the beginning. Thank you so much for being here. Go enjoy it.
Thank you very much.
2 Auburn greats there. Taylor Davis and Bo Jackson. So glad to have Bo Jackson, what he has meant to sports, and under pressure is Simmons. It dropped down in the backfield. And Jason Douglas once again on the tackle for the Eagles.
You know, to kind of piggyback off what Bo was talking about there in terms of as a quarterback here, you can't do this. You got to get rid of the football. You can't put your team in an offensive disadvantage like this and put them behind the sticks. Long 3rd down, best thing they can get now is to put them in a better position to punt the football away.
Ball at the 25 here on 3rd and 16 for the Purple Knights. Bo Jackson has been here throughout the day. Robinson out of Tampa took on Alonzo, another school out of the Tampa Bay area in Hillsborough County, to start the Kickoff Classic in Game 1, with Robinson winning 12-6. Bo throwing the coin toss up on that one as well.
Delay of game. Number 1 on the offense. 5-yard penalty. It remains 3rd down.
And also a member of the crowd here in Game 2.
The young junior quarterback, of course, there, you know, what efficiency, making plays work. You take a sack like that, you can't afford to then turn it around and get another 5-yard penalty because of your delay of game and not getting the play run.
Nice move by Jackson, nicely done. Karaz Johnson on the reception on the play, but unable to turn upfield. And that'll bring up 4th down.
Good play call, right? You know, you got 3rd and forever. You go with the wide receiver screen. Defense does exactly what they're supposed to. Keep everything in front of you, make the sure tackle, don't allow one of those speedy wide receivers to make a big play. And now you have an opportunity to probably get the ball around midfield. So DeSoto, a very, very good defensive possession right there.
Ravenel is deep for the Eagles. And the Eagles are going to get great field position off of this play. Welcome back to the Nike Kickoff Classic, the first of its kind to kick off the high school football season. And no better place to do it, Ryan, than right here in Nike Town.
Yeah, we were talking about Jackson earlier, and he commented around the Nike aspect of things, right? A little story. During my time in the NFL, I was endorsed and sponsored by Nike, and one of the coolest things they did is that they donated in my contract uniforms to my high school. So my high school in Great Falls, Montana, C.M. Russell High School, got jerseys, gloves, and shoes. And for somebody who never got to see the swoosh on any of my uniforms, but then to see it on TV from some of the best teams in the country while you were watching it play out, to be able to give back and do that, that's something that Nike did for me that I never asked for, but they made it go for my high school team, and I always appreciate them, and that's exactly what Bo was talking about, and how Nike has given back and how they continue to support youth football.
It starts young, and if they don't have that base, we've been so fortunate, Ryan, and obviously you've been at that highest level, that peak level, but it's never easy. It's not easy for these young men and women, and some of them will never have the opportunity that they're having today and this weekend created by Nike.
And just getting to be a part of it is you know, I've got to run into a bunch of friends, really. 25 years ago when I signed with Nike, there were guys who were working in, like, they were interns, and now they're running it now. And it really goes to show how you interact and treat those people at the time because of the relationships that extend and are built, and they continue to give back just like their bosses did while they were interns.
Jones with the reception on the play. He has definitely been the go-to for DJ Bailey. And the hurry-up offense is working for the Eagles. They are inside the 20. Whistle on the play. Matt James and his team here at Nike is Claude Mathis having a conversation with the officials on the play, whistle blown just before the snap. Looks like we will repeat the down.
The ref kind of said to Claude, too fast for us. Too fast for us.
First and 10 for DeSoto. Tip ball and an INT for St. Augustine on the play. Jacob Dunn, the senior corner, coming up with the ball. See where that tip came from, Ryan.
Looked like the edge man on the line of scrimmage is able to get his hand on it just enough. You got Garner, the big edge rusher, and then a wonderful job of stepping in front of the pass, and then another turnover, setting up the Purple Knights with the big play.
So St. Augustine will take over, first and 10 at about the 18. Simmons scrambling. He holds on under pressure.
Austin Simmons on the quarterback keeper.
Pretty good read there by Simmons. Seeing nothing, taken off.
Penalty flag on the field.
We have a flag on the play.
Usually when the quarterback makes a move outside the pocket there, of course, when you've got it's going to be on DeSoto. Help.
Personal foul, face mask, number 44 on the defense. 15-yard penalty added to the end of the run, first down.
Big break for the Purple Knights.
And that had to be in the interior, right? You got the nose tackle up against the offensive line there, down in the trenches. Right at the front, he just grabs the face mask of the center and shoves it forward. So good call, seen by the official there. Fundamentals, technique, things that, you know, we talked about in terms of more practice time. You know, you're not making those types of mistakes, but that's what happens when you play a game this early.
Simmons into the flat, and Johnson Still on his feet. Picks up 2.
Now, what those plays are essentially just little bubble screens for these wide receivers. They're extended handoffs. It's what they're meant to do is get these defensive linemen who are going hard and early in the season, maybe not have the conditioning, get on out and run and to make tackles. That's what those are for. I know you only pick up 2 yards, but ultimately it's little incremental things that lay down the groundwork for late in the 4th quarter when you try to get that defensive front as tired as they can.
This time it's Simmons hanging on. Wesley Hudson on the tackle for the Eagles. 3rd down. Simmons once again up the middle. He'll be short by about 2 yards. Depends on the placement of the ball. Maybe a yard.
Set up 4th down. Yeah. Wesley Hudson makes a great play in space there, to able to get the young quarterback Simmons down to the ground and set up this 4th down.
Back-to-back tackles by Wesley Hudson.
I mean, there is an advantage right now in terms of what the Purple Knights have been able to accomplish. A couple turnovers here, but we're talking about midfield here, 4th down. You get a stop here from DeSoto. It flips the card pretty quick.
Langford. And a nice job once again on the keeper is Simmons. Good for a 1st down.
Saw a lot of that in the walkthrough yesterday. Really athletic quarterback, able to get out on the perimeter there. Defensively, they had a chance to get him down in the backfield, but it's a little slippery.
Simmons, and he was looking for Tyler Hayes, or excuse me, Devin Smith over the middle. Senior wasn't there.
I want to force that ball in there like that, especially on 1st down, right? That's an opportunity right there. Maybe find your check down, pick up a couple yards. Ball was harm's way there, flying through the defense of the DeSoto team.
Simmons once again rolling out, scrambling. He'll hold on, picking up about 2 on the play.
Incredibly athletic, right? His ability to shake defenders when he's in his position, especially in the backfield there, to pick up something positive is going to serve this team well this season because of his ability. You hope they can protect a little bit better up front, but when you got a guy back there with that kind of wiggle, it makes for a much different game.
Simmons calling for somebody to come back. And it's intercepted, intended for Josh Jackson on the play, but a nice job on the INT is Mathis, who gathers it in for the Eagles.
Good fake. He doesn't see anything from the beginning, then he moves out to the side here. Now this throw right here essentially serves as a punt, right? If they don't complete that, it's gonna be 4th down, they're gonna have to punt. So you don't like it on the stat sheet if you're a quarterback at all, as we see the turnover chain making its first appearance on the DeSoto sideline. But it serves its purpose of putting the ball now in the hands of DeSoto, backed up a bit.
DJ Bailey, nothing there, he just throws it away. Taylor, you have a different perspective from the field today, from the offensive and defensive schemes. What are you seeing as it pertains to DeSoto's offense?
In the middle of the action, Leah, you're exactly right. I'm actually over here on the DeSoto sideline, and Coach Mathis actually just gathered all his offensive skill guys together before they took the field. His message was very simple. He said, calm down. They told us this week the expectations. I mentioned it in the open. This team feels they can win a state title. He said they're playing a little too tight. He just wants them to play ball and loosen up.
Anytime you're early in the season, right, that is, you know, first game jitters. You're playing in a historic game for them, right? I mean, there's all of those things that go into it. So, I mean, what they're going to be able to take from this game, hopefully, of course, is a bunch of education, right? A bunch of reps that they're going to get on film to be able to correct and things like that. But ultimately, you want to be able to win the game, right? You want to escape without a lot of injuries, and you want to win the football game, because though you may struggle, you want to have a way to emphasize a positive moving forward for this team that has so many high expectations in the state championship run this season.
Well, I think for both of these two schools, they're accustomed to 6,000, 8,000 fans a game. Nice to be able to come up here in this venue and have the opportunity to really hone in and be together and that collective thought as a team. We're going to step aside from Nike's campus. Stay with us on the NFL Network. Of Nike here in Beaverton, Oregon, tied at 7th St. Augustine. The Purple Knights and the DeSoto Eagles. It's the Kickoff Classic by Nike and the NFL, the collaboration. It's taken about 4 years, and we understand this is the first of many to come. And why not? Nike does it big, and they know how to do it. Trey Wisner on the carry. Should be good enough for a first down.
Exactly what DeSoto needed offensively to find a way to get a first down. When they do, watch when they get a first down, they go quick, right? They try to put the Purple Knights on their heels a little bit.
Wisner with the move for a second consecutive first down.
By number 20, the Saints for first down.
This is where they really get going, right? Yeah, when they get that high-speed offense moving.
And move the chains once again on Wisner's carry.
Little timeout for St. Aug. Catch a breather, get their defense back set up, because right now, Wisner in this offense is rolling downhill.
Starting to feel it. Starting to feel it. Starting to feel the difference in the momentum switch.
Well, when you got a team on their heels like that, and you keep going, if you look at it, they've run the same play, right? The last 3 plays. They've been explosive plays. And so it's easy for the offense because you don't have to do anything different, right? Defensively, they haven't shown anything that they could stop it, so you just keep doing what you're doing and keep punishing them downhill. And when they're getting lined up late, they're never in a good position or technique-wise to get a play made. And Wisner, of course, with the talent that he has, the young man headed to Texas, right? 5 rushes tonight, almost 30 yards. That costly fumble to start the football game, but clearly has that ability.
And aside really for that one long pass to Jonte Cook, he's been kept pretty much in check. He was welcoming the one-on-one coverage when we spoke with him yesterday. But they keep it on the ground and moving the chains once again. A solid run. Ridden Jr. cutting back in field. And DeAndre in the top 25 backs in the state of Texas for a long first down. Here he goes again. And they will bring that one back. Chains weren't set. Teams weren't set.
Referees didn't know they were going to be in for a running match like this, right there. See some of these St. Aug players with their hands on their hips and their thighs, right? I mean, this early on, the conditioning factor on all this.
Encroachment, number 2 on the defense. 5-yard penalty, remains second down.
A lot of breath there. Our official.
Just a wee bit. Just a wee bit.
Yeah.
It's about 2.
I don't envy him, right? I'm finally situated right here next to you, Leah.
The sun has come back in the clouds. Here come the Eagles on first down. Finally wrapped up. Here's Ridden Jr.
Flag on the field.
Hooper, Bobby Kennedy.
Jonte Cook here is going to get another stern talking to. This is 2 plays now that are going to be examples of really putting your team in an awkward and silly situation, right? I think there's going to be an unsportsmanlike penalty against Jonte, who got into it with the corner. Jeremiah Keppard is one of their star players.
Kennedy still trying to get into Jonte's ear. You know, as a star player too, you're always going to have somebody in your ear, right?
You're always going to want to coach the kid up.
Right.
You just, especially for the rest of your team, you don't want the best player, the one that other people want to emulate and look up to.
Sure.
You know, to make some of those types of mistakes, right? Costly mistakes that could cost this team a state championship down the line if he were to make those. But one thing you can take from this game, in which they will use, is this is going to be educational. You'll be able to use them as teaching moments of what not to do in those situations.
Personal foul, face mask, number 1 on the offense. Be a 15-yard penalty. You can repeat first down.
So after that great run, it should be second down. Because it's 1st and 15 now. It should be 1st and 25.
Just falling complete. Cedric Harton Jr. unable to hold on the play. Incomplete.
Wonderful attempt here by the wide receiver. Ugh! Ball is in his hands until it hits the ground. The ground, of course, pops it out. Another great ball down the field. Fortunately, of course, I'd like to look back at what went down there, right? Because if it was a 15-yard penalty, it would have been 1st and 25 on first down. Maybe because of the penalty that pushed him forward, brought it back. Anyway, no matter what, it's 3rd and 15 now. Let's see how this DeSoto team responds, whether they set themselves up for a 4th down play or maybe get themselves into a field goal position.
Porter on that last tackle. Bailey tries to get his feet around, unable to, but the pass is complete. Gathered in on the play by Cedric Harton Jr.
Brings up 4th down for the Eagles.
4th down thanks to Joaquin Washington's tackle on that play.
Just a few yards here or there may have set themselves up in a position to be more comfortable with the field goal attempt here. Points have been at a premium after a couple big plays to start that first quarter. A lot of punts.
Angel Diaz with the attempt, it's no good.
Kickers.
This is the setting to try it.
It wasn't the prettiest kick, but in a picturesque setting.
Yeah,
so,
right. That's right.
Yeah. You're not going to have a better field than what you're playing on today, that's for sure.
No, wide left. And so, the Purple Knights will take over on downs. Here's a great view of it from above for drone camera.
So for everybody out there watching, right, this wasn't a football field a week ago, right? This was a park in the middle of campus here where everybody spends time. They turned it into a bow-nose, just do it Nike Kickoff Classic football field, and it's been incredibly impressive. The welcome, everything that Nike has done to participate in all of this.
And really making every single young man and young woman playing in this game feel extremely special. Oh! Johnson nearly gathered that one in just off his hands.
Wonderful throw on the run by Simmons. He puts it in a place where only his wide receiver can get it, and off the hands of the senior. He would like to have that one back. That's one of those plays he was making yesterday when he was talking quite a bit because he was making some big plays.
hopes to go into sociology. He said after going through COVID and seeing how it affected other young men and women around me, he said, I really wanted to get into that mental health piece and hope someday to work in that area. Hopes to also play football too, like many of these men.
And you would never have heard that kind of conversation from people at this age, not even 5 years ago, right? And so it's incredibly important in the light that has been shown and shined on mental health and how now these young men who may not have a future in football, it has given them a platform to try to help those rise up, and that's incredibly impressive to hear.
Third down. Dawson Simmons will be short of the first down on that play. Whistles once again.
Timeout DeSoto.
Timeout taken by DeSoto as we hit the 2-minute warning here in this second quarter of play.
All right, now you have an opportunity, right, for your coaching staff to start working on game management, right? Time management, huge factor in every aspect, at every level, from high school to college, the pros. You look at what really cost the Dallas Cowboys was the time management, right? Game management by Mike McCarthy, their head coach, that cost them there in that final play against the San Francisco 49ers. You watch it play out in college at all levels, and now here at the high school level, right? You got Claude Mathis takes a timeout here to preserve some time, get the punt back, hopefully, and give his team a chance to score before halftime.
Taylor, you have more on that and the clock management, especially this early on in the season.
Well, like you both said, game management, even in-game adjustments, it's really a theme I'm hearing on both of these sidelines. I think a unique aspect of this to keep in mind is really the lack of familiarity between these two teams. We asked players yesterday in practice, how much do you know about your opponent? And they all said, not much. It'll be interesting after the half to see how these coaches handle in-game adjustments now that they know a little more.
Exactly. They shared a little bit of film with each other, but not too much.
Yeah, their biggest takeaway was you're going to get man coverage, and that's what they've seen.
Nice high kick.
Oh.
As it drops in. It gets a great bounce.
Gotta catch that football. Like, if his special teams coach right now, I can see him looking at him right now. If you're going to fair catch it, go make sure you catch it. You just gave away about 15 yards on that bounce. And as a quarterback, you're standing on the sideline and you want your guy to give you the best possible field position, especially with only 1:52 left to go in the half.
DJ Bailey and the offense for one last run here. Plenty of time. As you see Jacob Dillon on the flip side for St. Augustine. And they keep it on the ground. Wisner, who had plenty of success on the last series, is the Eagles want to keep this thing moving. No huddle offense. Tackle behind the line of scrimmage on the play.
Shaden Peyton Hodges, right, the senior, 6'3", 230 pounds, right there to pull him down, set up a third down here. This is big for this defense. If they can get off the field, maybe they'll have a shot right before half.
Bailey looking to go up. He's got Jones if he needs him, and coming back to the ball is Jonte Cook. Was he in bounds? He was.
Number 1, Jonte Cook.
Great job by Jones and Cook to come back to the football.
Wonderful job here of evading the sack and getting outside. He points to Jonte, who comes right back down his stem like you're supposed to. Watch him use his hands and get his foot in bounds. Looks like he secures it.
Uh-oh, Bailey has to gather it in, and unfortunately the snap will cost the Eagles a good 10 yards on the play, so they'll take a timeout here with 47 seconds to go in the second.
Seen a couple of those snaps today already from their center. Over the head of Bailey. Just no chance for him. Best thing he can do right here is to make sure and get on the football. Like everybody who knows, who's ever played football, that ball bounces wherever it wants to. It never is going to give you the right roll, so luckily he gets on it and is able to give himself another chance, right? They take another timeout, sets up 2nd and 22 with only 47 seconds left. Now they're on the back on their side of the 50-yard line.
Coaching staff getting all together and meeting first before they have one final word with the players as the Eagles head back out to the field. St. Augustine breaking their huddle. Second and long here, 22 for the Eagles. Jareed Garner. And his Purple Knights back out on the field defensively. Bailey to Cook for the short gain. That'll stop the clock once again.
Pass complete, number 1, Jonte Cook.
Jones and Cook on the near side. Bailey to Jones. Got back to the line of scrimmage.
Wonderful job by the Purple Knights of keeping everything in front of them. That's what you need to do in a situation where it's so, the chains are so far away, right? The down and distance dictates what you do defensively, and they executed it perfectly. Kept everything in front of them, made Bailey take those underneath shots, and that will do it for the first half, it looks like.
Looks like the Eagles are going to allow the clock to run down here in the second quarter of play and be part of that first part of the Madden game. A little bit different, though, the way that they have put it together now. You were telling us that was a great story yesterday as McCall's kick is taken. Ridden Jr. trying to bring it out, but he stifled just before getting to the 20.
Yeah, what was pretty cool in 1998, my rookie year in the NFL, I was invited to when PlayStation was putting it together, and they went through the motion capture for the different positions. And for the quarterback, they put me in the spandex, they put the little silver balls on each of my joints, and they captured my motion. And for the first 3 years of the NFL Madden game, when the quarterback and his mannerisms, it was all me, which was pretty cool to see me standing there, things I would do when I'm watching me play, where I'd put my hands on my hips or cross my arms and things like that. That was all in the mannerisms of the game, so it made for a really, really fun story being a part of Madden.
Nice job in a breakout there, but a flag on the play. This one may come back. Holding is Ridden Jr. doing a nice job on the run.
Holding, number 55 on the offense. 10-yard penalty, repeat first down.
David Williams on the hold.
Mistakes, mistakes, mistakes. That's what Claude Mathis talked to us about at halftime, right? The execution aspect of this is going to be the determining factor in who wins this football game, who makes the least amount of mistakes and executes the most.
Repeated the down for the Eagles. Ridden Jr. on the call again as he will head to the sidelines.
Back behind the sticks, always put yourself in a position of no joy here. And sure enough, the defense gets to him again. Unfortunately, it looks like his helmet comes off, and there could be a penalty to add to this with Cornell Harris.
At the end of the play, and so much pressure for DJ Bailey. He has not been able to look downfield really since that first quarter of play to his favorite target, Jonte Cook.
After the play, personal foul, face mask, number 4 on the defense. 15-yard penalty. It is 3rd down.
Sean Payton Hodges picking up the penalty. Face mask. So out of the shotgun, Eagles work. In the flat. Jaden Tarwick. Spin moves down the sidelines.
The penalty should have generated an automatic first down, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so now it should be 2nd down.
Wrapped up. On the play is Wisner. Hodges doing a good job with the wrap up on the tackle.
Okay, there was something. When you get a personal foul penalty against the defense, it's an automatic first down, which would have set that up for 1st and 10. They picked up 8 yards on that play. So again, hey, you know, first game back for the officials too, going through the motions. I doubt that DeSoto goes for it on 4th down, backed up like that. You know, that's not a decision I think Claude Mathis makes in that moment.
So the Purple Knights will have it 1st and 10 now on the 26 of the Eagles. Great field position here.
Good news for the Eagles, though. for the Purple Knights. Ooh.
Simmons is wrapped up on the play by Marshall Curvin.
Number 44, Marshall Curvin.
And Curvin, just a sophomore, getting a lot of PT in this game.
Great pressure up front. You can see him move through the center as well as the running back and stick with it and rip down that quarterback. What a play by the young sophomore defensive tackle, right? He takes on both the center and the running back there, tosses him out to the side and gets a big sack, a much needed sack after that turnover on downs.
Simmons trying to find an opening and throws it away. That'll bring up a 3rd down on the play. Whistles once again.
You always want to see this type of response from your defense, especially after your offense turns it over in a tough position, right? The defense comes out, gets a big sack on 1st down, then forces the quarterback to make a throw out of bounds and put them in a position where there's 3rd and long and get them off the field. This would be a huge victory for the defense for DeSoto if they were able to get away with no points for the Purple Knights.
3rd and 15. That ball's going to be short. Dylan had to come back for it under double coverage.
He had him open for a minute, just let the ball float a little bit, not the best passes. He lets it go right now. It's a different story. The ball floats on him a little bit. Great job by the defender and Ravenel to get back and knock that ball away.
So we will have our first try for St. Augustine. It up. It's no good. As he knocked it down a little bit, but flag on the play.
Marshall Curvin, defensive tackle that made the great play just a few plays earlier, instead now runs into the kicker. I don't know if it's going to be a roughing or running into. Big difference, of course, in terms of whether it's an automatic first down or not.
Running into the kicker. Number 44 on the defense. It's a 5-yard penalty. Remains 4th down.
Great sell job there by the young kicker. But hey,
he keeps looking this way.
When you got the big guy, right, the 5'10", 265-pound kind of bowling ball coming at you,
Don't you want to turn your head away from your coach though? Like when you want to look at the bench.
All right, they're going to try it now. That one probably would have been good from this distance. Just a little short. Now they got 5 yards to their advantage to see if he can knock it through. Hopefully he wasn't hurt too bad by that running into the kicker.
High snap. They get it down. And it looks good.
It is good.
3 more for St. Aug. They take the 3-point lead here in the third quarter. 10-7, the Purple Knights. Welcome back to Nike's beautiful campus, their world headquarters here in Beaverton, Oregon, for the Kickoff Classic. And we head over to Rolando Field, where St. Augustine out of Lawrence, Louisiana, Ward 7, taking on the DeSoto Eagles out of Texas, just outside of Dallas. The Eagles will have their first possession here of the third quarter.
I don't know if you caught that. I don't know if our cameraman can get that back, but that's a locked-in coach. He's got gloves on, right? You know he's ready to roll when he's coaching on the sideline.
Eligibility left,
yeah.
Right? Who wouldn't want to play on this field, right?
Oh, it's gorgeous. I bet the teams are like, what's with this weather too? They've been playing in the humidity of Louisiana, just the searing heat of Texas probably for 2 days. So this is a welcome.
Trey Weisner with a nice run out there and a good start for the Eagles. Taylor, what do you have for us?
Well, guys, during that last break, head coach Claude Mathis pulled the entire team off the sideline onto the field, pulled them into a huddle. He was in the middle telling them to play our brand of football. It goes back to what he told me at halftime. We're forcing things. I need them to calm down. But literally pulling his guys off the sideline, no one sitting on the bench. He wants them more engaged and playing DeSoto's brand of football.
They'll have that opportunity here on first down. They keep it on the ground.
See ya.
One more move. The cutback inside. What a gain and effort. DeAndre Ridden Jr. with the big gain.
It's a great run, right? Once he gets into the open field, he runs away, keeps that ball nice high and away from being fumbled, and is able to pick up some more yards. You forget about the speed factor from the St. Aug team who was able to run him down, but we went into this game talking about Trey Wisner, right? The Texas commit, but boy, DeAndre Ryden has been incredibly effective in this running game, right? When you watch Wisner fumble the first snap of the game, they went right to Ridden. He's been an exceptional complement in this running game, and this is what he was talking about on the sideline when what Taylor was just talking about. This is their brand of football, execution and making big plays. Unfortunately, that speed has to be limited when you know, in a situation like this, when you're cramping up early in the season. It can affect your ability to play out there. I know what that feels like. It is the worst feeling in the world because it's something you really can't do about it in the moment.
You're trying to relax, trying to get back on your feet and help your team back down on the field as Jeree Garner's being worked on there. So Coach Nick Foster as well in the white, the headset on, and the helmet.
I always love how they force feed them fluids when they're going through cramps. Like it's past. It's past that
right,
moment.
It's past. That should happen last night or yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Oh, and the cramp in that calf area is just unbearable too. Ridden now with 5 rushes for 93 yards.
He busted off a big one right there, but he's been every time he's handled the football, he's been exceptional. So, you know, I would expect they're going to continue to ride him the majority of the time here in the second half. It's nice when you have 2 running backs, right?
Absolutely.
Capable of that It really puts you in a solid position, especially when your identity is running the football and being physical up front.
Well, this is the area now as we get close to the red zone where they have really kind of stalled a little bit. Let's see if they can keep the consistency going as Garner is back up on his feet. And we'll head to the sidelines. Good to see.
Well, a big factor in that has been Garner in the red zone, right? Getting pressure on the quarterback. So him being out could play a huge part in how effective DeSoto is now down in this end of the field.
So Garner will be going to Tulane. He wants to study Homeland Security. As we get back going here, live game action now for the Eagles. Quick game.
Clint Hill has just been everywhere. The young freshman, I mean, that's got to be incredibly impressive as a coaching staff to watch a kid that has come out of middle school. Just never even dawned on me when I was a freshman that I could play varsity football.
Eagles keep it on the ground. Cornell Harris on the tackle there. So Ridden Jr. on the play. Here we go with the hurry-up offense. Hand off to Ridden Jr. once again, and he barrels his way in for a few more yards.
Looks like it was enough for a first down, which set up a first and goal to go. Ridden comes out, and now we got
Cook and Wisner.
Wisner right here, and Cook, the two players we talked about early on, both right there.
Nice gain by Wisner as he inches in closer to the end zone. Purple Knights trying to slow and impede his progress getting up so they can't rush that next series on the play. Here's Trey wrapped up on the play by Joaquin Washington.
And Jeremiah Cornely, right? He was headed off the field. He runs back at the last minute, probably not even in the position, ends up helping make the tackle and stop and set up a 3rd and goal.
And an easy 6. Dylan Jones completes the play. Good motion and effort and movement there downfield by the DeSoto Eagles as they regain the lead. Eagles will go for 1. Diaz is in for the kick. Great vantage point from above, and our drone shot was tipped at the line of scrimmage.
Makes the score, DeSoto 14, Augustine 10.
Flag on the play as the Eagles may have had too many men on the field.
Sideline warning for DeSoto.
So they allow the extra point is good. 14-10. The Eagles take the lead. Their best effort down the field since that first quarter of play. We'll be back with more on the NFL Network. Welcome back to the Nike Kickoff Classic. The Eagles up by 4 over the Purple Knights here in the 3rd quarter of play. 7:39 to go in the 3rd. Augustine will take it in.
Captain on the reserve.
About 4. Start the offense for the Purple Knights.
All right, response time now for the Purple Knights, right? You took their best shot, and how do you respond? Late in the game, third quarter, first game of the season, what have you been doing in terms of conditioning? What have you been doing? How's your mental capacity? Or how are you going to be able to function and execute when you're tired? That's going to be all these questions that need to be answered by both head coaches here in the second half.
Their own 23-yard line.
Tyree Adams, number 77, his eyes locked in. Fumble and recovered by Dawson Simmons. It's nice to get a nice bounce.
Great read by him. He pulls the ball. He's got an opening there, but wonderful job of reaching in with his hands to make the ball and punch it out there. The Devin Jackson, the senior linebacker, knocks the ball out, but like you said, bounces right back into the fortunate hands of Dawson Simmons.
Good enough for a first down. First and 10 from the 38 for the Purple Knights. Philip Langford, who already has a 1 TD on the day, on the carry, but can't turn the corner. Jaden Miller-Jones on the tackle for the Eagles.
Official got her first little physical action of the game. She got run over there on the sideline. Pops right back up, ready to roll though, mid-season form.
Just readjust the hat.
Yep.
Like you said, kind of shake it off.
Get back to work.
Let's get back to work. Second down now for the Purple Knights. Looking to go up top.
Trying for him again.
Josh Jackson. And a flag on the play. Mario Buford.
You were in play. Incomplete, penalty flags on the field.
Didn't look too much different from the past deep ball that they threw to Josh Jackson. This time the official, maybe a bit of a makeup call. Gets it out.
Interference. Defense number 21. 15-yard penalty. First down.
I don't know. That one looks less punitive than the last time where they got connected, where it looked like he pulled him, but like I said, maybe just a little bit of a makeup call. I do love, though, at the high school and collegiate level, that it's only a 15-yard penalty. Of course, at the NFL level, it is point of contact or spot foul, and that could make it change for a game in a hurry.
Absolutely. 6:30 to go here in the third. First down. Simmons is wrapped up on the play by Jackson.
No gain on the play.
Talking to the Purple Knights yesterday, they were telling us about some of the adversity that they have had to go through. Obviously, the school was damaged in Katrina. Lost some of their classrooms during that. Closed the school, reopened in 2006. Again, their school goes back to 1951. Then they're redoing their gym. And on Thanksgiving night, the gym's almost 95% complete. The gym catches fire and impeded once again. So these young men have had to deal with a number of intangible things in their lives already at a very young age.
Number 44, Marcel.
And as Coach talked about, Coach Foster talked about, right? Like these are life lessons. These are, this is adversity. Life isn't fair. It's how you deal with it that matters, and you can look at that in every aspect of things, whether it's the adversity they've gone through when they're things you cannot control, or the aspects of growing up in this country as an African American too. It's a teaching moment, and it's very understandable for this coach, and you love the respect that he gets from his players, and you hear it in their voice.
There's no foul on the play. 3rd down.
Third and long now for the Purple Knights. Simmons with the short pass and no gain. As Johnson gathers it in, but is knocked back of the line of scrimmage. Marion Ravenel once again.
Watch this play, and Jamarian Ravenel, watch him just come flying through, gets out there before 75, their big right tackle, Troy Smith, who was supposed to clean him up, which would have popped that for a big play instead. Great defensive effort there by the safety, comes downhill, makes a big stop, and puts them in a position now to have to punt.
Ravenel deep for the Eagles. Signals fair catch.
2 great plays by him there on the defensive side, and then catching that punt. When you fair catch, we talked about it earlier, something he learned, made amends for it, and puts his team in a much better position, field position-wise, than it would if he would have let that bounce and rolled back towards the goal line.
The Eagles coming off of a touchdown in their last series, finished off and capped off by Wisner on the play. Making 2 in a row here.
Hey, come on, Day-Day. You ready?
DJ Bailey coming out for the series as the Eagles will start at their own 10. Or check that, 20. On the carry for the short gain. Cheney Cornelius there is timeout once again as a couple players slow getting up.
Another cramp here this time. That other edge rusher, Shane Payton, dodges this time.
See what it's doing? It's that tempo.
I mean, there's a lot to ask these kids to, right? 3,000 miles to travel. In some cases, multiple flights. They had to sleep at the school the night before, get on a plane, fly to LA to here, go through the practice. A very hot day yesterday for the practice, right? Yeah. And certainly today, that just some of the cramping issues, of course, comes out to the dehydration aspect of things.
All 4 teams participating here at the Nike Kickoff Classic. They had all types of special events. The boys went and did some bowling and video games and different things. The girls team, the flag football teams, Alonzo and Robinson, they took a little dinner cruise down the river, had some fun. Got to see the sights from a different perspective here in Portland.
I got to hit up the Nike employee store.
Yes, we did, for sure.
Yeah, that was surprisingly enough, being sponsored by them for my first 4 years in the NFL. I never got an opportunity to make it up here. Even when my brother, who played quarterback at the University of Oregon, of course, and was around Phil Knight and of course Nike all the time, I had never made it to the campus, and this has been a wonderful experience for me. 25 years later, to experience the growth of what Nike is and how it's become such a important factor in all of youth sports and being showcased today on NFL Network.
Absolutely, and it really making these young student athletes, both the boys and the girls, feel as though this is bigger than life moment for them, and they certainly will all cherish it.
Well, I think at any level, I remember the first time I walked out in front of an NFL stadium, right? And I got to put that jersey and that helmet on, right? It doesn't matter at what level. If it's in high school, it's something that you probably never expected to ever happen, right? The odds of it happening are astronomical. And so when they get the opportunity like this, you know, they come out and make the most of it and compete. And that's the best thing to see in all this. How excited they are and how much they want to play well and represent their high school.
Taylor, you have more?
Yeah, guys, I've actually been speaking with some Nike executives down here on the field today, and really the dreams for this are even bigger. They have so many goals for this event. They expect it to be a tradition, and they expect it to grow. Actually, Bo Jackson Field is under a renovation right now with this event in mind. They want to have more of a bowl-like feel for these athletes and to continue to get NFL support.
And the long pass out to Cook. Just out of his reach. And actually tonight, as we kick things off here on the West Coast, 22 other NFL teams in collaboration with Nike are also doing the same thing in their cities.
Communities, yeah.
Communities with the boys and the girls for flag and high school football.
It's pretty great in terms of how invested I think the NFL has become around player safety and making sure it happens at the youth level, right? Because the NFL is an institution in this country. It has become something incredibly powerful, and their platform is incredibly meaningful. So when they have opportunities to give back, they have to make the most of it. For all the missteps they've had along the way, these are opportunities for them to give back and make change real.
And the other piece of that too, you had mentioned in the girls' flag football game about the jersey reveal at the Bucs facility, and it took me back to my playing days where I was happy to have one jersey, and usually it was a hand-me-down from the boys' squads.
Yeah.
And so you can imagine the awness of those young women to have an opportunity not only to have their own jersey with their names on the back of it, but then to walk into the Bucs locker room for that opportunity. And really special for both the boys and the girls.
Yeah, you gotta tip your hats to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, a class organization, right? I was lucky enough to have an opportunity to play for that organization and Mr. Glazer and that organization, so it doesn't surprise me at all that they went out of their way to make that a special event for those girls who got the opportunity to represent their schools and themselves today on this field.
Oh, they fake the punt to Diaz and keep the ball. That's Miller-Jones. He will have enough for the first down and more.
Maybe they didn't mean to go for it on fourth down earlier, right? That's a very, very interesting call right there. Only up by 4 points, but they are being incredibly aggressive. That's their identity, sure enough. Great fake by the punter and wonderful job of staying on his feet, helping make this play possible, right?
So the Eagles with the football here as they come out from the sideline, no huddle. Get right to it at the line of scrimmage. Short gain by Trawick. Tavis Williams on the tackle, the senior, 5'10", 305 with the arm wrap. Little hole for Wisner. He's not able to stay on his feet. He picks up 5.
It's a big play right here. Defense has been kind of gutted a little bit. We've seen a couple of their big-time players go off with cramps, and they need to get off the field and get themselves a little breather, I think.
Bailey to the outside to Cook. And I'll tell you what, lucky that Bobby Kennedy got an arm wrap around Cook, just barely. John Tay would have been gone.
Throw off his back foot there gave Cook a chance, and horse moves the chains.
Wisner with a gain of 3. Here's Trey trying to break it open and just stumbled just a bit.
Like him and,
He gone.
yeah, it looked like him and Dalen Jones kind of crossed feet up, and
I think the motor has turned it up just a wee tad for the Eagles here.
well, if you're watching on TV right now and you're looking at the trenches and you're looking at the defensive line, linebackers, the pursuit, hands are on the hips, right? It's game one, right? They didn't start back in early July, right? They picked up here at the beginning of August, and you know, no matter what anybody says, the physical nature of running the football ultimately pays off in the third and fourth quarters, right? You keep pounding, and impose your will. Ultimately, if you do it well enough, you're going to win out in that conversation.
Junior, the ball carrier, good enough for a first down. Under a minute to go here in the third. And my goodness, now the cramp up on the opposite side is DeAndre holds on to that right calf. This is a great tune-up for these two schools, for DeSoto. They were telling us that the road doesn't get easy. They have district games with Duncanville, Cedar Hill, usually standing room games with 6,000 plus in the bleachers.
Texas high school football.
Texas high school football at its best.
Yep. I lived in that world for about 3 years, recruited the Austin area. Yeah, it's a different animal down in Texas in terms of what Friday Night Lights mean.
Absolutely. Here is Wisner, cuts back inside. Big game for St. Augustine. Their first 4 games are on the road this season. They'll play 5 of 7 in their schedule on the road. Made the quarterfinals of Division I last season before losing to the eventual state champion in Catholic out of Baton Rouge.
This will be the 3rd defensive lineman from that staunch starting defensive line. When we're talking about Garner, Harris, and Hodges now all being attended to on the sideline because of cramping, and that's preparation. For as much as, you know, as coaches, you prepare them on the football field. I remember I get a chance to go speak to a lot of collegiate teams during fall camp, and one of the biggest rules for them to come into meetings, they have to have a gallon jug of water with them at all times. That's a prerequisite, and they have to be drinking it, because the amount of salt and fluids that they're losing when they're going through these types of practices, you know, it's incredibly meaningful, and it catches up to you.
When it happens to you, you don't forget. That is for sure.
Especially in the middle of the night.
Exactly. Oh, yeah, that's a bad one. Wisner! Taken down in the backfield. And unfortunately, Berta might have been a little bit too aggressive grabbing that face mask.
Watch here right in the last minute. Great inside move there to get him. And as he pulls him back that way, he just grabs a hold of his helmet, pulls him down right in front of the official, of course, right out there on the spot. That will set them up with a 1st and goal, most likely. Just some costly mistakes. Great play, great physical, technical play. He just didn't finish the way you have to. Sometimes it's just instinct to grab what you can, because it felt like he was slipping away, and he grabs the face mask and pulls him to the ground.
March it off.
Personal foul, face mask, number 99 on the defense. Half the distance to the goal. It is 2nd down.
It's got to be an automatic first down. It's twice now. A little confusing, but again, this is my first high school game I've ever called, so maybe I'm not.
And Wisner through the traffic. Hangs on. There was a little confusion on the snap. But Trey carries it in for the score, his second of this quarter.
And do battle like this for 4 full quarters, right? 4 full quarters, and right now DeSoto seems like they have the advantage.
St. Augustine looked like they were going to get some pretty good field position, but running backwards a little bit was Josh Jackson there. Good coverage by the Eagles. This is a must series for this Purple Knight team.
You know, when you get tired, right, you start thinking differently, right? You're not as
21-yard
focused, you're not as acute in terms of what you have to execute, and you're exactly right. There needs to be a response here. They have to get 7 points, I believe, in response, or at least a field goal to come back within 1 possession.
Dwayne Simmons with a short route to Grimes on the catch, the senior. Sun trying to peek its way through, and with St. Augustine actually, Simmons is going to be thrown right into the sun. How difficult is that?
Much easier throwing it than it is to be catching it. You know that.
Simmons. Flag on the play. Late flag.
Holding, number 75 on the offense. Half the distance to the goal, 3 first down.
Troy Smith on the hold there, so.
Anytime you have a quarterback, right, when they walk out or roll out outside the pocket, sometimes when you have a good hold on your defensive end, there's nothing to do when the guy starts to go. All the official sees is that extended arm pulling somebody back for that hold, even though you may have great technique. And now they're in a position that just is, it couldn't be worse, right? You're second in, diploma. That's how far it is, right?
Simmons holds on this time. He was crunched up. Jason Douglas with 3 Eagles in on the play.
Takes a knee here. He got crunched pretty good there, so we're gonna take a look at him. Just gets pulled down and just gets twisted up a little bit.
Very awkward spot to go down in.
Brandon Booker again, the outside linebacker. I mean, it's not hard to see the difference in terms of the physicality and speed at this point in the game, right? It was very, very well matched early on, and right now we're just seeing a very different look.
We're going to step aside, and we will be back with more on the NFL Network after these messages. Dawson Simmons being assisted to the sidelines. Amari Cooper warming up. And one of the players that on the depth chart behind Simmons at QB. Cooper Jr. at 6'2", 185.
He's got some fresh legs right now, though.
He does.
We'll see if that plays any effect in the play calling here for the Purple Knights on offense. 3rd and forever.
Lefty looking to air it out. He does. And Jackson, can he hold on? Fumble and recovered, fortunately, by Keyshawn Grimes.
Well, where have they been hiding that throw, right? Well, clearly over on the sideline, you cannot, for the life of you on the defensive side of the football, let somebody get behind you when it's 3rd and forever. That's safety. DeMichael Porter just lets him go by as Cayman Mathis is just not fast enough to catch up to him. Great job that Keyshawn Grimes was down the football field, or that could have been a huge, huge mistake.
Grimes scrambling. He'll go to the corner of the end zone.
Good job, good defense, good defense.
Devin
Get
Smith.
your eyes on the ball,
Great
man.
vision by Cooper. He steps up, right? Avoids some pressure. Looks for his wide receiver in the corner of the end zone and almost makes a great play. That would have been huge. What a response here quickly by the junior, who was most likely not planning on seeing the field today. Thrust into action, right? You know, preparation and opportunity, right? That's what ultimately makes success. He's sure taking advantage of it in this moment.
Second down. Little shuttle pass. And unfortunately, Clint Langford loses his footing there. Smith a little bit slow getting up. Stoppage of play.
Tough to watch as players go down. There's a lot of expected from them, right, to travel across the country and play in the game like this. And you hope that each and every one of them are just dealing with some hydration issues, and it's not something that's going to affect them long term during the season.
Simmons still being attended to on that ankle.
Those are tough to come back from, right? High ankle sprains, right? It's a time issue. It's not something that is necessarily debilitating. It's just something that it takes a long time for it to heal.
So, third down now for the Purple Knights. And long. As we are under 10 minutes to go here at the Nike Kickoff Classic. Cooper under pressure and taken down in the backfield. Marshall Curvin.
Number 48, Jason Douglas was there.
And Jason Douglas and a team of Eagles on the play. Once again, you had talked about it, just a sophomore.
Yeah, you get Douglas to make make Cooper move up in the pocket a little bit, and then Curvin just cleans it up, right? Called him a bowling ball a little bit earlier. That's kind of exactly what he is. When he gets going, rolling downhill, it's difficult. This is a bomb, right? Has he got the leg for 50 yards here? This is a big kick.
It's up. And just a little bit short. No good.
He might have had the length. It was just a little far left there, but another stop for DeSoto, right? The sack puts him out of field goal range. Like the young quarterback, understanding that, has to understand that you got to get rid of the ball. In a moment when you're a quarterback and when you're talking to the coach going in on that possession, right, on third down, it's like the last thing you can take here is a sack. If there's nothing there, find your outlet, get rid of the football. Can't take a sack. At least we have a chance at 3. And that will get us back within one possession. And unfortunately, they take that sack and then don't get the 3. And now DeSoto has a chance to really put the nails in the coffin here of this football game.
Absolutely. See if they just try to run this thing down, keep it on the ground, keep it moving. Take over possession at their own 20. And there it is. Britton Jr. For the big game, he is over 100 yards in this game on the ground.
That right there was a Derrick Henry stiff arm. He put the defender right into the ground.
Britton Jr. hobbling off the field. He may have cramped up.
2 the explosive nature by both these running backs.
How about that? An extra 5. 4-5.
Number 53.
Keep those feet moving.
First down, Eagles.
There you go, big fella. Get off that field.
Kate McGuire doing all he can to get off the field and open things up. Jay Tarwick with a stiff arm, and he goes into the end zone for the touchdown.
First carry of the day for that young junior, and he makes the most of it, right? He explodes to the outside. Watch this. He finds the hole, and you can just see the difference in speed right now. That lateral movement for him. He puts his foot in the ground, makes another guy miss, and then stiff arms the defender and outruns the young freshman Clint Hill off to another touchdown. That really solidifies this for DeSoto.
Wisner doesn't keep his feet going on that last play and get that extra 5. Would have set up a whole different scenario there. Trawick. 3 consecutive touchdowns by the Eagles.
Trey Whitney, 50-yard touchdown run.
Timeout taken on the field. 7:23 to go here. So Eagles feeling pretty good right now for the state of Texas. They were talking about that to us yesterday. The rivalry, the bragging rights, Louisiana, Texas.
Yep,
High school football at its best.
They border each other. This is a very prestigious, historical high school out of New Orleans, Louisiana, right? The likes of Tyrone Matthew, Leonard Fournette, Trey Turner, guys who have made really impactful careers at the NFL level. And we all know what Texas high school football is all about, right? There's been a book written about it. There's been a TV show that's been acclaimed about it. I mean, there's something different about Friday nights in Texas.
Friday Night Lights, Coach Gaines just recently passed away. To his family and the Permian family as well. 28-10. Don't fall asleep on DeSoto. They'll catch you here. We still have more to come on the NFL Network. Welcome back to the Nike Kickoff Classic, and that is Josh Jackson.
All right, now let's see the response, right? I mean, this is a team that's had to weather a lot of things. Also, I want to see if Coach, understands what this is about, and maybe, get some of his younger players in, guys with some fresh legs, because I mean, this offensive line, this front, the likes of Tyree Adams, Troy Smith, and Albert Quest, the big senior, 5'10", 285-pounder at center. If he's 5'10", I'm 6'9", and it's imperative that they get out of this game unscathed, right? They cannot.
A wrap-up of Langford there. Maybe have gone on just a little bit too long to wait for that whistle. 5 Eagle jerseys surrounding Langford into the backfield.
I mean, just constant pressure up front, and then from the linebacker position, once again, Brandon Booker just in there to disrupt the play, and they are just more physical right now and have the energy that St. Aug did in the first half. It's really apparent.
Mari Cooper, quick pass, and nice to see Johnson back out on the field. He was taped up with a high ankle sprain.
Mari Cooper's pass is complete. Number 3, Garage Johnson.
better get going here. You know, there's no lights here at the Bow Nose Stadium. And that, these clouds are putting in a position where it's going to be tough to see. But hey, you know what? If anything, it reminds you, brings you back to your youth when you're out with your buddies and you say, hey, everybody just go get their cars, pull them up, turn the headlights on. Let's finish this thing.
We need to go back and do more of that. A little old school.
Yeah.
Certainly, this is a great setting to do that here in the outskirts of Portland, here in Beaverton. Just a beautiful area in the Pacific Northwest. It's a DeSoto player that's down right now, thus the stoppage of play with 6:26 to go. See a little bit of Nike's campus. There's an athlete you all know and remember in one way or another. In case you joined us late on the broadcast today, Bo Jackson, integral part of today's game. Bo knows right at the 50-yard line on the field. Part of the honorary coin toss, had an opportunity to speak to the student athletes, both the boys and the girls.
Well, that campaign was so influential when I was a young kid, right? My brothers and myself would watch him, and you know, he could just do everything, right?
Yeah.
He was the athlete.
Well, Gretzky felt he didn't know hockey, though.
Right. Because he was too physical for Gretzky. That's what the deal was. You know, I walked through campus on the way here, you know, and you see the office buildings. There's a LeBron James building. There's a Ken Griffey Jr. building, a Jerry Rice building that's being renovated. It's just, you know, there have been some great Hall of Fame athletes who have played and have been represented by Nike over the years. Of course, you know, you look back at the individual who started this all, really, Phil Knight, Bill Bowerman, around the track aspect of things, and then came along a guy by the name of Michael Jordan that kind of just changed the landscape for everybody.
And it was really the Bo campaign that helped to take it to another level with the cross trainers. And we are back to live action here. Under 6:20 to go now in the game as Cooper looking downfield, looking. Johnson is there and cannot hold on.
Pass intended for number 3, Johnson.
I mean, I'm taking shots every time. They're going to continue to play man coverage like this, right? I mean, this quarterback clearly has a live arm right now, being on the sideline, and he can spin it. So, I mean, the best thing you guys can do right now in 2nd and 10 is, you know, go right back at it, right? They're going to play man coverage. They have not deviated from that one bit the entire game.
Number 24, Keith Hill, the ball carrier.
No gain at all for Keith Hill. As the Eagle defense
Loss of 2. We'll bring up 3rd
is
down
just
12.
stifling any opportunity on the ground right now. Third and long. Once again,
Cooper,
Deshaun Wolford with the tackle, the senior, 245.
Everybody getting in the mix. This DeSoto team is deep, right? I mean, it was when we were getting the rosters from both teams, the 2 deep, you know, Coach Mathis didn't hesitate, right? He handed off a 3 deep. And of course, we thank him for helping us out with that. Smart choice, I think, here for Coach in terms of Coach Foster, in terms of punting it away. You're not giving up. You just understand what you guys need to do to get out of this football game and get back home.
Fumble off of the snap, the ball hits the ground, and unfortunately for the Purple Knights, it continues. So the Eagles will have great field position here
I think there's some good things that Coach Foster can take away from today's game, but I think the biggest part, and it's something he's going to have to address, is just their conditioning, right, and their depth. And there's some when it comes to depth, you can't necessarily do anything about that, right? So if you're going to be not as deep as the other team you're playing, you better be better conditioned, and that's something they're going to have to address immediately heading into their season start.
DJ Bailey still in, and he's unloading into the end zone as Cook isn't there, but a flag on the play. Bobby Kennedy was in the area. See what they call on the play. DJ Bailey, the quarterback for DeSoto, struggled a little bit early on. Had that long touchdown pass to Cook. The defense for the Purple Knights giving him some problems early on, but he made the adjustments.
There are 2 fouls on the play. Legal substitution on the defense. That penalty is declined. Pass interference, number 22 in the defense. That penalty is accepted. Half the distance to the goal, first down.
Nick Foster looking on here as the Eagles with solid field position once again from the 14. Watts on the tackle for the Purple Knights. Clock continues to run as we approach 4 minutes.
Wind that clock, wind that clock.
Bailey utilizing as much time as possible there as goes up top, and an easy 6 points for the Eagles. Here's a Mathis. Coach's son with the TD.
Pouring it on now for the Eagles. Every play you're getting in the mix now. I think also DJ Bailey getting an opportunity to build some of that confidence after the lackluster start you talked about. This DeSoto team is incredibly well conditioned and very, very physical, and that's going to serve them well this year when they get into district play.
35-10, come on back here at the Nike Kickoff Class. Ryan, though, from each team, and then in the big picture of this venue, as we progress through today.
Well, I feel like both teams came in well prepared for it being early in the season. Just you could clearly see one team was much more conditioned, better conditioned than the other, and that's not something that you necessarily can see coming into the game. It's one of those invisible things that ultimately has you have to play a game to understand, right? And Coach Mathis has coached this team for a long time, understands his personnel, and had his team ready to go. Had them ready to play 4 full quarters today here in Beaverton.
Cooper on 2nd and long. Oh, and picked off! And a nice job and an effort there. Newman still up on his feet with the ball as he bounces inside the 24-yard line.
He fumbles, and then it's recovered by St. Aug, so they'll get the ball back. That was the big fella, Tyree Adams, right? The left tackle headed to LSU. Watch this, right? The interception here, great job by Devon Newman getting back to his spot, right? Cooper doesn't see him at all. He gets it, makes a catch here. As he returns here, the big fella, Tyree Adams here, just lights him up. Boom! And down he goes. Ball comes out, of course, picked up by the wide receiver, Monroe Dillon, and he advances it for a few yards and sets the offense back into play.
A lot of times these guys hit hands together and it's not illegal. They just bang in.
Von Newman, who made that INT, and as you said, was hit pretty hard there by Tyree Adams. Still down on the play on the sidelines. As Purple Knights will keep it on the ground.
Tyree Adams going to get that hit on tape, you know. Brian Kelly down at LSU might be thinking, huh, maybe both ways for us next year.
I'll bring up second down and 6.
DeSoto with a bevy of young men who are being looked at all levels. It's cast in on the carry for a good gain.
I'll bring up third down and 4.
These teams will head back to their schools and their state. They've represented well as they prepare now for their respective seasons. This one doesn't count against the win-loss record.
Yeah. Just little bragging rights, right, yeah, between Louisiana and Texas.
Hill on the carry. That'll bring up.
What? Why is the clock being stopped? Did they call a timeout?
I think Coach Mathis did to try to get a couple of players in.
Oh, that's not gonna sit well with Coach Foster.
Yeah.
No, that's not. But you know,
I heard Honey Badger.
Some teaching
moments. Which is interesting, since that's Tyrann Matthews'
right.
nickname.
You know, as coaches, you're always thinking about teaching moments. When there's time where you got situational football, where you need to get players in, if guys that weren't ready or were ready to go, this is an opportunity, right? Because it's going to set up a 4th down here. They're most likely going to punt it away. And you get some younger guys the experience of getting out there and being prepared to play if need be. But it won't.
If we were in a regular season, that probably wouldn't go too well, like you said.
Well, in an exhibition like this, too, that's not going to. I don't think that's going to sit that well for Coach Foster, even though he may like to take a little bit of a reprieve here for his players to get a breather.
Stuart McCall in for the punt here on 4th down. Fair catch signal by Ravenel, who has been also solid.
Ravenel makes the fair catch.
All game long for the DeSoto Eagles.
That's where DeSoto takes over.
All right, you'd hope to see my favorite position in all of football, the victory offense, right? Where you just take a knee and you get to experience that joy of having fought for 4 quarters and putting up that W with you and your teammates.
Celebration starting on the sidelines for DeSoto. And great to see the opportunity with such a large lead for the Eagles. Each team carried a hefty load of student athletes here on their lineup and roster. You hope you get into the game, and Amari Williams Hall keeps it and takes it in for a big gain. 1st down for the Eagles.
Hall on the quarterback keeper.
I ain't played him yet, so it don't count. The game right now. That's ridiculous.
Too many players on the field. Of course, St. Augustine was trying to run off some players there. His fast tempo continues to give them, the Purple Knights, some fits.
There are 2 fouls on the play. Illegal substitution on the defense. That penalty is declined. Personal foul, horse collar tackle on the defense. 15-yard penalty at the end of the run, first down.
One last opportunity here with 27 seconds to go here, as just outside the red zone are the Eagles. And they keep it on the ground. Great run and move inside. That's Marvin Duffy. And the junior, Duffy. No signal yet.
No touchdown.
Just short.
So they punch this in. This I don't know. Good for them.
And they will not. Clock will run down. And the Eagles from DeSoto, Texas, with the adjustments in the 3rd and 4th quarter, win this first Nike Kickoff Classic 35-10.